What is going on, everybody? Logan here for a new video. Now, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am changing the spark plugs in my 2012 Mustang GT. This is going to be applicable on just about every Coyote car out there. I couldn't imagine on the 15 and newer Mustangs it being any different. There isn't any kind of crazy tools you need. All you really need is just some basic hand tools and the spark plug socket that I'm going to show you later in this video. Now, if you do have a V6 Mustang, it will be a little bit different. You do have to take off your entire intake manifold, but if you have a Coyote, no, it's just pretty straightforward. But enough blabbering, this is how you change the spark plugs in your Coyote Mustang. If you notice that your car isn't accelerating as quick as it usually does, or even your gas mileage, if your gas mileage has been a lot lower than it typically is, it could be time for spark plug change. First up, when you start your spark plug change, you're gonna want to go ahead and remove your positive battery terminal. It's not absolutely necessary. I've always done it. Then you're gonna want to go ahead and remove the cover right here. Now, after you remove the blue cover up top, there's gonna be these 8mm bolts all right here that are holding your coil packs in. You're going to want to go ahead and remove that, remove the bolts, and then pull up on these little red tabs. After you pull up on the red tabs, the coil pack comes out. This thing is definitely warm, don't need to be touching that. Okay, so to remove the spark plugs, you're going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket, an extender, and then, well, any kind of ratchet or anything. But you have to just stick this down right in there, and it takes the spark plugs right out. So we do have all the spark plugs out from this side over here. As you can see, there's a ton of oil on these. If you do have oil on your spark plugs, that could mean a few different things. Whether it is like a gasket on the spark plug, that could have gone bad, or it is a faulty valve cover, like a cracked valve cover or something. I mean, like I said, I have had these in for 100,000 miles, or at very least 60,000 miles the entire time I've been driving it. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and continue changing these spark plugs, and probably next week or so, I'm going to take these spark plugs back out, see if there's any oil on them, because if there is, then that could mean I have a more serious issue. And this right here is just a comparison with the new and old spark plug. Like I said, yes, the oil's built up on there, but that could be from the issues I was already talking about. But the gap, that's another thing I was going to mention. The gap should be 0.05. The ones I got are already pre-gapped, so I don't need to gap them again. I did already check, because it never hurt to check to make sure the gap's correct, but the gap is supposed to be 0.05. Now, before putting your spark plugs in, put a little bit of anti-seize on here, just so that it doesn't seize up, like the spark plug doesn't seize up, and next time you take the spark plugs out, next time you do your change, it doesn't break off in the block, because if it does break off in the block, I mean, it could be a $100 to $200 fix if you do it yourself. If you take it to a shop, $500 to $600. And when you tighten your spark plugs, you're going to need to tighten it to 12 foot-pounds with a torque wrench. And just like that, this side is done over here. I mean, after you tighten everything down, you just repeat the same thing for the other side, which is already done over here. And honestly, I'm really surprised how easy this was to change the spark plugs. I mean, you can take it to a mechanic, pay a few $100s, let him change all the spark plugs for you, or you can save that few hundred, spend $70 or $80 in spark plugs, and change your own. Now, one important note, though, is that if you have a V6 Mustang, the Cyclone engine 3.7, you are going to have to take off your intake manifold, I believe, to get to one of the spark plugs, so that's just one thing to consider. And when you change your spark plugs, typically you change your wires as well, but with the newer Coyotes, you don't have wires. This right here is a coil-on system, so you don't have to change any kind of wires. If the coils are bad, the coil packs are bad, then you'll need to change these, but these ones aren't bad, the boot's good, so I'm just going to reuse these. And just like that, spark plug change is done. It was quick and easy. I mean, maybe took me and Jason, what, hour or so to change all 8. So it was quick and easy, and I would say that it seems like my idle is better. It's far better, actually. It's less choppy, and because I did an engine flush as well, changed my oil, it seems like the classic Mustang tick is even a little bit quieter. I'm sure that's more to do with the engine flush we did, but change your own spark plugs, save your own money. But guys, that will be it for today's video. Like I said, Jason does have his own YouTube. He was a big help today. Please go support him if you want. He knows all kinds of stuff about cars. He has a Toyota Celica, which is actually behind that little thing right there, which this little garage, this portable garage is awesome. Super cheap too, but go support him. But guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and please subscribe. And as always, have a great day. So you avoid shocking yourself like this genius over here just did. Put something over the positive battery terminal, because you'll shock yourself.